Oh, there we go. There's the bell. All right. Okay, all right, here we go. So, pardon the background noise. All right. So let's see. All right, here's the do now. Okay, read the directions. Finding the area using the shaded area. So go ahead, do that. Press pause, and then when you come back, we'll go over it. All right, and we're back. Okay, so let's try this. So I'm gonna use the shaded area. Now I know you can split this up by drawing a box here, right? That's fine, but I wanted you to practice not doing that. So okay, let's draw a box. So here we have a big rectangle. Now what are the dimensions of this? This is 8 by 11. Okay, so that's 88 right here. And then I got a little rectangle that I need to cut out. Now what would that be? Let's see, how long is this? Now that's 8 and that's 4. This is 4. If that's 11 and that's 9, the rest is 2, so this is 8, right? So I'm going to subtract 8, so that's 80. Okay, all right, that's it. Okay, Unit 8, Day 28. Let's see. Yeah, homework's on problematic. You're going to have homework tomorrow also. Okay, I know it's Friday, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you one homework. I'm going to give you one question on Fridays from now on because, like I said, I'm not giving you guys any more quizzes. So it'll be one homework problem on Friday. So just do that, all right, real quick. I'm not gonna make a video for it on Fridays, but you'll see the answer. Okay, I think that's the best way to kind of, because that's the only way I could track whether or not you're, like participating in the class or not. All right. So let's do this actually. You know what? For Fridays from now on for the next 3 weeks, instead of calling that homework, right? Because technically we only have homework, 4 days a week. Instead of a quiz and instead of a homework on Fridays, the meeting was starting tomorrow, yeah. I'll call it like a, how do I say it? Like a participation question or something like that. Okay, I don't need to write that. All right, participation question. And there'll be like one question, like just to see if you paid attention during the lesson. Something like that, okay? So that way I can still keep track of people, whether people are like doing their work or not. Okay, all right, let's see, announcements. I'm emailing the grades to your parents on Monday. All right, Monday afternoon to be exact. So if you're missing any work, all right, do those. Okay, you will still get full credit, and because I really think everyone should have as close to 100 for homework and classwork as possible. All right, there's no reason not to, because the homeworks aren't difficult like at all. Okay, it's like 5 multiple choice questions. So that's it. Okay, and then if you want to know what your report card grades are, because that's the last time I'm going to update your parents on the on your grades. So that means the grades that I show parents on Monday, that's the report card grade. That is what you're going to see on the report card. So if you want to know what your report card grade is before that, and you're actually even watching this video right now, all right, you can ask me. Okay, I'll tell you what your report card grade is gonna be. Okay, all right, let's see. Now, before we start this topic, I would like you to watch video number 1 on the blog. So we are at the last topic of the year, actually. After this is done. So in the next 2 weeks or so, is it 2 weeks? Hold on. Yeah, it's 2 weeks. Because today's already, what, Thursday? Yeah, for the next 2 weeks. Yep. By the way, I'm just going to tell you now, I'm going to teach till the last day right here. Oh, this is cool, right? Isn't it? Like, you see how the light moves? So I'm going to teach till the last day. I'll assign homework till the last day, all right? Even though by this point, the 15th, right, I'm going to show your parents your report card grades, okay? But I'm just going to continue to assign homework, all right, just so that I know that you guys understand what I'm saying in the videos. So, yeah, that's it. Oh, I got to double check something. Yeah, okay, all right. So what else do I have to tell you? Yeah, so this is the last topic of the year, so you might want to write this down. Polyhedrons, all right? And we're going to talk about specifically about surface area and volume. Now, this is a tough topic. So this is why I'm going to devote, instead of devoting 1 week to a new topic like we've been doing, right? Ever since we started doing remote learning, we're going to take a little more time because it's a very is it complicated? I don't know if it's complicated, but it's a somewhat complicated process. Okay, and it's a lot of ideas put into one. So I want to go slow, all right? At the meantime, it's also only my second time ever teaching these topics, so I have to go sort of slow too, and I don't want to put too many new ideas in the same video on the same day. So having said that, now go to the blog and watch this video right now. It's very good. I'm just not sure why the person who's narrating the video talks as if you guys are in elementary school. All right, but it's good. The ideas are good. All right. So watch this right now. It's, what is it, 3.5 minutes? Really, watch this. It's really good. It will establish our lesson like perfectly. So watch this, and then we'll come back. Okay, all right. So now that you've watched the video, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So let's start. So today we're gonna talk about the definitions of shapes. Okay, and then over the course of the next 2 weeks, let me show you what we're gonna be doing over the course of the next 2 weeks. So we're gonna talk about volume. All right, probably today. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that today, and probably tomorrow. And then afterwards, we're gonna talk about nets. So meaning, like, if you were to unfold a box, what would it look like? All right, that's a tough skill, I gotta tell you. I don't think that's actually the easiest thing. All right, so we're gonna talk about triangular prisms. All right, like this or this, right? And then we are going to talk about rectangular pyramids. All right. And then we're going to talk about surface area of these various shapes. All right, so that's a three-step trilogy, all right, so to speak. So let's go back, all right, to talk about what we were going to talk about today. So, all right, now you might have to draw this. I'll teach you how to draw it in case you haven't had any experience doing that. But all right, polyhedrons, like the lady said in the video, right? Poly means many. Hedro, right, means many faces. So again, polyhedrons means many faces. Why don't we write that down here? All right, you know what? Let me type it. Let's see. All right, let's type this. Many faces. Okay, all right, so that's a polyhedron. Polyhedron means many faces. Okay, so I hope you also understand and appreciate why we have to talk about polygons first, right? Meaning rectangles, triangles, and those sort of shapes. Okay, so these are the three we need to concentrate on. One is a rectangular prism. So imagine it's your standard good old box, right? A shoe box, that's a rectangular prism. A cereal box, right? That's a rectangular prism, right? And this is how you draw it, because I know what you guys are probably going to be talking about. So let me use a line, all right? Because I want to maintain some semblance of, like, I don't know, professionalism here. So here, there are a couple of ways you can draw a box, a rectangular prism. So I'm going to start off with two parallel lines like this. All right, so go ahead and draw that. Now it's not going to be perfect. I can already tell this is not going to be a very good box. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring this in a little closer. All right, now I'm going to draw these two. All right, so I'm going to make a parallelogram. All right, so you see how there's a parallelogram over here, right? And then next, I'm going to draw the four lines. So I'm going to go like this. Now, the key is actually whenever you draw something, these should be around the same length, okay? It's not going to be perfect, but all right. Now, once we draw the 3 legs, so to speak, because the leg in the back you can't see. So let me just finish this first. I'm going to draw across here. Draw across here. So in other words, it's actually, even though it says rectangular prism, it's actually a series of parallelograms. You see that? Now, if you're really meticulous, you would do this also. You would draw the lines in the dotted lines in the back. Now, why do we need dotted lines in the back? What does that do? You guys know? Yeah, it is to suggest that there are other edges to the box, right, to the prism, but that you're not supposed to see it. So it's kind of like they're trying to tell you that there's something, but you know, you're not supposed to see it. So it will look something like this. Now again, it's not a very good drawing, but I think this will do. Okay, it's not bad. All right, you guys can see it. All right, so that's not bad. All right, now on the other hand, right, notice, right, a rectangular prism, it's formed by a series of rectangles / parallelograms. Okay, a triangular pyramid's a little bit different. Whereas the, let me see, how can I shade this? What can I do? Should I use crayon? Maybe a highlighter? Highlighters are not good here. Whereas maybe I should, magic pen is like hit or miss. All right, let's see. Okay, now I can't decide. All right, I'll use a crayon. All right, whereas, yeah, it's okay. Whereas a rectangular prism is defined by these 2 sides. All right, I gotta press pause. There's people hollering behind me. All right, it's a little better now. All right, so what was I saying? Okay, so whereas the rectangular prism is actually defined by the 2 rectangles here, thus making this a box, a triangular pyramid is defined by the triangles on one end and then the other. Okay, so that would make that a triangular pyramid. Okay, now I don't want to go ahead and say base. Not really base per se. All right, so imagine a Toblerone bar. Right, you're gonna have to look that up yourself. So you know that candy bar, right, from Switzerland, Toblerone. That's what this is. It's the shape is defined by what's here. It's the 2 triangles. Okay, now, for the third one, the rectangular pyramid, it doesn't. How do I say? It doesn't have a boxy, right? It doesn't have a. Let me write. It doesn't have a boxy. What definition, right? Whereas everything in a pyramid ends in 1 point, right? Remember what the lady said in the video? What do you call that? There's a word for it. Do you guys remember? Yeah, it's called vertex. All right. So vertex is like a corner, right? Everything comes into, right? Everything comes into 1 point right here, and that's called a vertex. Now, how do you define a pyramid? You have to look, now this time I could say the base. You have to look at the base. So you have to look here. This defines the pyramid. And I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to make a lot of mistakes for the next 2 weeks, and I'm going to say the word triangular pyramid. And that is simply not true. Okay, that is patently not true. This is a rectangular pyramid. How do I know? Because the base is a rectangle, right? If this were a triangular pyramid, the base would be another triangle. Or if it's a pentagonal pyramid, the base is a pentagon. And all the lines would go up and meet at the vertex. Now, I almost forgot to teach you how to draw this one. So let's draw this one together, okay? So here we got a triangle on one side. So go ahead and do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another triangle, all right, at the ends here somewhere, except it's a little bit more diagonal, right? So don't draw it right here. Draw it a little bit like higher, like this. Like this. Okay, now these two triangles should be the same triangle. All right, you can see I didn't do a very good job here. This one's a little too big. All right, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect these. Right, the edges that I can see. Same here. Right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna connect this line here that I'm not supposed to see across. So what does that mean? Yeah, is that it? Yep, like this. See that? Okay, it's not great, but you know, it'll do. All right. Now, to draw a rectangular pyramid, I would have to draw actually the rectangle first and foremost. Now, what's the best way to draw this? I think it would be like this. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's not great. I don't like it. All right. So I can go like this, like this, like this, and then that's it. Okay, it's not great. All right, I'm not a very good drawer, I guess. All right, so that's the definition of these three. How are we doing on time, by the way? Oh, it's almost time, actually. You know what? If that's the case, I think I can stop here today. It's fine, no big deal. All right. So okay, so why don't we summarize what we learned so far today? Okay, so lesson 1 today, point 1, right? Polyhedrons, the 3-dimensional shapes, right? Because if they were 2-dimensional, what would they be called? Yeah, polygons, right? So there's a different, you know, standard of naming this, right? So polyhedrons are 3-dimensional shapes. What does polyhedrons mean, right? Poly means many, hedron, right, means faces. Okay, so we got 3 types that we need to focus on, right? We got a rectangular prism, so that's like a cereal box or shoebox. Okay, that's how you draw it. We got a triangular pyramid, right? So how do you know that? It's defined by the 2 triangles, one end and the other, right? That still looks like a box, right? Like a Toblerone bar, right? And then the last one's a rectangular pyramid where you start off with the base here, right? And then you have all the lines that go up. So in other words, there's a one base here. Like there's not one base here. You guys realize that, right? Whereas here it's got one base. That base here tells you what kind of pyramid that is. So if you got a rectangle for a base, that's called a rectangular pyramid. Okay, and where all the points meet, where the lines meet at this one point, we have a name for that. That is called a vertex. All right. Now that said, what's no, I'll leave that for later. Okay, so that's good. All right. So thanks for watching. All right. Let's see. Yeah, 18 minutes. It's fine. Okay, let's stop here. Yeah. All right. So thanks for watching. Tomorrow we'll talk about volume, and have a good day. Bye-bye. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's the bell. All right. Don't tell me you don't miss that bell.
OMG, that was so good.